This is an introduction to the application for My CodeBook Pro 12. This application is being used as a library and topic search engine for live code. Now, in this application, you can see the screen here is the application information. And what this is generally used for is that when a topic is created, in this case, create a simple slideshow, the information is added for the control type that is being used, in this case, a basic design and scripting with a number of different controls. And if there's a specific script location where something is being used, that script location would be either the object, the card, a behavior, or a stack level type of a location. It could be more than one in creating something. So for that example, you would list them all. The topic description can be the description or a question. In this case, this is an example of a response from a developer to the user's question. Now you would annotate in here. If you were doing the question, you would put it in here. For example, if it was creating a simple slideshow and you're having an issue or a problem with that, you could create it here and put the answer in there. You would also want to modify the topic to be more specific about the problem. For example, will not slide, or the code that you're using has an issue of some sort. You could put that in the name of the topic. So it's specific to the actual topic that you want to discuss and ask questions about. If it's a more general thing where all you're going to do is present information for everybody on a new topic where you want them to understand a new way to do something, then list it and then add the information here, and then drop down into the portal records and add any supporting information. For this particular entry, you would add in the level of the version that is applicable for the thing that you're trying to do. Use the drop-down menu here to either put a platform in or just community general for everybody on any type of a development. If it's specific to Android, iOS, Windows, or Mac, then that's what you would do, is pick that drop-down. For the topic status, this is where it's a new topic you just added and you need some answers to it, or if it's being evaluated where people are still answering questions to it, or it's not accepted or accepted. Maybe there's a question about it being accepted. The answer or whatever, you can mark it as accepted if it is accepted. If it's current usage and it's something that everybody is using but it's answering a specific question, then you would put that in. If it's an obsolete usage where somebody is doing something and they shouldn't be, then you should tell them that it's an obsolete usage so everybody will know that. If it's not relevant at all and somebody's asking a question and it's marked by a developer as a not relevant issue but still wants to discuss it, you could do that. Now on the server, if you're using that, you can not edit this list, but in the if you're using something like FM Go, which is a free app for the iPad, and you want to use the iPad to run this app as a client to the server, for the cloud server, you can do that, and you can ask me and I can explain how that is done and how to set it up so you can use it on your iPad or iPhone. The next thing you want to do is, this is the person that is actually creating the topic. There's a drop-down list. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a username and password in order to use this app online on the cloud. Once you have that, you'll be put in the drop-down list here, and you can just pick your own name and then pick your own email from the list. Pick the date that you started in. It'll automatically add in the last mod date and time right into this. The same thing happens down here in the bottom. If I added my name and I put in the date, and then I also added my email as a response to somebody's question, then this is the area where I'm going to be adding the response. Now, the way that this area works down here, I'm going to explain in detail using this video help. But I just wanted to see the top part of this application as far as the main searchable fields. If you use the find mode in this, or you go to the topic list level, the topic list will list all the topics that people have put in here. If you click on the topic that is important to you to read on, like the one we're doing now, I would go to number 8, and it would re-show that particular topic that I was looking at. If you want to do a find, when you click on the find mode, it'll empty all the fields on the screen that you're looking at. Do not try to do finds in a portal because it will not work. You actually have to go into the portal record, the individual portal record for this portal, to search on all portals throughout the application. So the next thing you would do is go ahead and say perform the find once you added any piece of information for what you're looking for. For example, if the topic had anything to do with slides, you could put in the word slide and then perform the find, and everything that has to do with the slide would then be shown. The same thing on the blog field, where you have a big description. You can go ahead and do a partial word or phrase, and it'll bring up any piece of that information. For example, if you had something that had to do with a special kind of handler, then you would go ahead and put that in there. And if it is in the questions, it would be shown. If you do that in a portal record, it'll work the same way, but not in the portal, scrolling portal here, but in the actual portal record. It'll find it where it is throughout the entire database. The next thing is the show all. If you do a find and you do not find what you're looking for, or you do find it and read it, click the show all button as you're leaving the screen to return all the records back to everybody's view. The next thing is the show hide menu. When you're looking at this application on the cloud or on the iPad, this show hide menu will actually hide and show the menu that's above this part of the screen. It's nice on the iPad to be able to hide it, to show yourself more space using FMGO, or on the server if you just don't want to have it showing up there and you're using all the buttons that are supplied here to run the application, then you can do that. If you create a new record, new records add a new record to the top for the topic information. You ask your question and set up all the top part of the area up here. Then other users can come in and comment down in this area on the portal records and tabs for that information that supports the answer to your question. There is also a code library list view that will talk about all the portal records and show you the list view for all those, which will be covered in this topic video. If you're on the server and you make edits to the screen, you are required to submit those changes by clicking the Submit button. If you're on FMGO, that is not required. You can do all the changes you want, and as you leave the fields, it will update those fields. If you updated fields and then changed your mind about keeping those changes, just click the Revert button, and that'll revert on the server and reload everything and take away the changes that you have made. A rule of thumb is if you're the person that made the topic and added it, you enter the information up here. Other users should not modify this information up here. This is the point of having the developer who answered the question come back and make changes to the top if required. You should make all your changes in the tabbed area and portals below as a user getting answers to your questions. The developer himself can always add more information if he feels he needs to in the topic areas down below where he's answering the question. Even though he's found something, he's learned something and wants to add relevant information to the tab level below. If you have any more questions or how to use this part of the application, you can always contact me using my email above here and ask questions if you require more relevant information. Thank you.